guys, welcome to another beer review. Put a little bit of a fancy intro on this one. I've not reached a milestone or anything like that, and the reason why I'm doing it is because, well, as you probably saw by the intro, I'm reviewing a beer that was actually the first beer that I reviewed on this channel. I think so. Or it's definitely the first Clueless drinker beer review that I did when I started doing Clueless drinker beer properly. Not only that, but this was the first German craft beer that I ever drank. And yeah, it's a beer that I've not had for quite a while, so I thought, why not revisit it instead of re-uploading a video, reevaluate it, and shoot a video. But before I get into it, just a moment's silence for another fallen craft glass. Yeah, lost my Brewdog glass to the Kroglin Vampire back in England, and lost my Schneiderweiser glass to the washing up, evidently. Yeah, it's annoying because it's not smashed. It's still, you know, in one piece, but it's like cracked there, so it's unusable. So, yeah, another. It's always my favourite glasses that gets broken in it. I've got like a few others that I rarely use, and yeah, it's just always the nicer ones. Even though, you know, I got it in a Schneiderweiser box where it pretty much paid for itself, to be honest, and I got 5 extra beers. But yeah, so maybe in the future I can now finally pick myself up a nice Teku glass. Who knows? But anyway, the beer in question is from the Riedenburger Brauhaus, and this is their Dolden Sud, which is their IPA, clocking in at 6.5% with an IBU count of 55. And yeah, really enjoy the beers from Riedenburger. I've covered a few on the channel and other beers that they brew, not necessarily under the Riedenburger name. And yeah, the last time I had this actually was at the Craft Beer Festival earlier this year, where I was lucky enough to have a couple of glasses of it as I was helping out the Riedenburger stall. And yeah, really enjoyed it. And it was one of my, you know, go-to beers before, you know, Beretta opened up and you saw a lot of more craft beer appearing in the shops here in Germany. So yeah, got a lot of time for the brewery, a lot of time for this beer, but I haven't actually properly analysed it for a while, so it'd be interesting to see if I pick up on anything that I might not have when I first reviewed it. So anyway, let's get the beer open. Nice amount of cannon smoke there. Not as hoppy on the aroma as I remember it in the neck, but you definitely get like a hoppy fruitness. Using the cocktail glass of doom for this review, and yeah, beer in the glass. Yeah, the only thing about this glass is this ridge part here always causes the beers to have ridiculous amounts of head. But yeah, beer in a glass, and as you can see, it's a nice orangey sort of colour, almost like marmalade. A little bit paler than I remember it being, but then again I am looking at it through the camera. But yeah, looking in the light, I should say, it is a nice deep orangey colour. Nice amounts of carbonation flowing all the way to the top. Is there some sediment in there? I don't think so. I think that's just bubbles clinging onto the side of the glass. Beer poured with about 1 finger's worth of fluffy white head. And yeah, it's a nice looking, orangey looking pale Indian pale ale. So, still got some in the bottom of the bottle, so I'll save that just to see if it is bottle conditioned. I think a lot of these, what's the word? Organic beers are sourced with organic ingredients. I think most breweries actually just grow their own hops and yeast and that sort of thing. But yeah, anyway, let's see what it smells like in the glass. And to me, it's a little bit more piney and grassy. There's like a pepperiness there as well. Nice little spice kick. I'm getting a little bit of citrus in there as well. A little bit of grapefruit, a little bit of lychee. Slight bit of mango maybe. I'm picking up the malts as well. But yeah, very pleasant smelling beer. It's not exactly a bouquet or a, really strong smelling IPA, but it smells good what's there. So with the rest of the stuff in the glass, it's just a bit more cloudier, to be honest, just slightly. And yeah, not really seeing any sediment. Again, I think that's just stuff that's clinging to the edge of the glass, bubbles and that. But yeah, look at that nice carbonation there, streaming all the way to the top. But yeah, looks good, smells alright. Let's give it a taste. Cheers. It's bitter straight away. It's a little bit more bitter than I remember it being, actually. It's got a nice spice kick to it. There's a nice citrusy character there as well. Definitely picking up those bittering hops. Not sure which hops have been used for this beer, but you could definitely pick them up there. Not really that fruity, actually. It's a little bit more grassy, a little bit more piney. Almost has like a slight jelly sweet sort of vibe, like Haribo with the jelly sweet with the white gummy on the back. And there's almost like an ever so slight, like, lactose or dairy sort of quality to it, just really ever so slightly in the background. And I'm not going to say it's a weird taste, but it kind of is right in the back end that I don't know what that is, but it's not too offensive on the palate or anything like that. I've got to say, it's not as good as I remember it, but I've drank a hell of a lot more German craft beers since this one, so that's always going to work against a beer. But it's definitely far from the worst that I've had. To me, it's more of like a middle of the road sort of IPA. In terms of the specific style of IPA, it's one of those ones that has the feel of like a traditional British IPA, but has some characteristics of those more American hoppy IPAs. So if you wanted a beer that's a good come-between of those two different styles of IPA, then this is definitely a good one. And it's one that I would probably pick up again, although I think it is a little bit more expensive now than from when I used to pick this one up. But not that much more. But yeah, I think there's other IPAs here in Germany that I would probably pick over this one. But it's still a really good little beer, actually. It's not as exciting as I remember it being, but again, it's going back to the fact that I've tried so many more beers since then. And when I was drinking this, semi-regularly, this is pretty much the only like IPA or craft beer that I could get my hands on here in the city, specifically. So I think I was just, counting my blessings that I had, an IPA to drink. But now I'm counting my blessings because I've got so many different IPAs now that I have access to, so it sort of goes into the background compared to a lot of others that I've tried, and some recently as well, but still a good beer, and one that I would definitely drink again. But yeah, I don't know, I remember it being a bit more fruity at the festival. I'm not too sure, but yeah, still a good beer. It's easily a 7.5 out of 10 for me, maybe pushing on to an 8 out of 10. So if you get a chance to try this one, definitely give it a go. I think a lot of people would really enjoy this beer, and at 6.6%, was it I said? 6.5%, you're not really picking up the alcohol at all. It's masked really nicely, and it's got like a freshness about it as well. So it's a quality beer, it's just not as fantastic as I remember it being. So guys, thank you for watching this. If you've tried this one, let me know your thoughts and opinions. What are some of your favourite German IPAs that you've tried? What are some of your favourite Riedenburger Brauhaus beers that you've tried as well? Hit me up in the comments. Hopefully you'll join me for another beer review. Subscribe for more, and yeah, follow me on Instagram and Twitter. And yeah, it's been nice revisiting this beer, and I thank you guys for joining me. So until the next time, well, let's have a moment's silence for the glass. See you guys later.